Homeschool planning season is in full swing, and today I am sharing what my upcoming 7th and 8th grader will be using for the 2025-2026 school year. If you're a homeschooling mama looking for inspirations, ideas, or just want to take a peek at what other families are doing, you're in the right place. Welcome back, friends. If you're new here, my name is Michelle and I am a homeschooling mama of 4 kiddos ranging from ages 13 all the way down to 6 months, and we are entering our 4th year of homeschooling. Before we jump into today's topic, if you're interested in content like this on the craziness of motherhood, homeschooling, and growing in your faith, make sure to hit the like and subscribe button. It helps get my channel out there and it just shows me that you enjoy watching these types of videos. Today, I am going to be sharing what my upcoming 7th and 8th grader will be using for the 2025-2026 homeschool year. Now, for the last 3 years, we have been using a more traditional open and go style of curriculum for my kids. This year, we are moving into a more Charlotte Mason style learning for our homeschool, and our main curriculum will be coming from Ambleside Online. So even though my kids are going into 7th and 8th, they will be doing years 5 and 6 from Ambleside. So on there, it does say that you can either go up 2 years or down 2 years. I based their year off of what I felt that they could handle at the state that they're in. So I decided to go with years 5 for my upcoming 7th grader and year 6 for my upcoming 8th grader. I also made that decision because we homeschool year round. So instead of starting at the beginning of the school year in August, September, we are starting term 1 now in April. So some of these my kids have already been diving into. We are actually going into, well, we're currently in week 3 right now as I'm filming this video. So I am going to dive into what books they are using from there. So there is a lot for me to show you guys. So I'm gonna go ahead and start with my year 5. I'm going to show you what living books he's going to be diving into from the Ambleside Online schedule. And then I will show you guys what my year 6 will be reading, and then we'll go into what we're using for our writing, grammar, and math. So here we go. Let's go ahead and jump into what my year 5 is reading right now for term 1, history. So he is reading This Country of Ours, volume 3. He's also reading Of Courage Undaunted, Across the Continent with Lewis and Clark. I already knew that he was going to love this one. My kid, he's all about adventure, so this one is already a hit with him. I started pre-reading some of it and it is really good. So even if you're not doing Ambleside Online and you have a kid that loves adventure books, this one might be a good one for you to look into. All right, we are also reading Abraham Lincoln's World, and he is reading Abraham Lincoln From Log Cabin to White House, The Journey of the Leader Who United a Divided Nation. So quick little story on this little guy here. When I was looking for the books on Amazon, this was out of stock. Now, I did not realize that this big old book here was not just on Abraham Lincoln, but on all the different historical figures and events that took place during his lifetime. I honestly just thought that it was a biography on Abraham Lincoln, so I was going to use this to replace this. And then that's when I saw that that was not going to work, because this is more than just a biography on Abraham Lincoln. But since I already bought this, he is going to be reading this as well, and it's a quick read, so I don't mind throwing that in there for him. He will also be reading Answering the Cry, which my year 6 is also going to be reading. That one hasn't gotten here yet, so I don't have it to show you guys, but it is part of their history. For science, he is reading Wild Animals I Have Known, Great Inventors and Their Inventions. And he's also reading Further Afield. And I got the version from Ambleside Online. It breaks the readings up into the actual lessons that you need, so I don't have to go searching in my book to see what chapter he's on. It's so convenient that it's broken up that way, and it comes with some vocabulary, some narration suggestions on here. So this one I highly recommend. And they also have this version for Madam How and Why, which I am doing with my year 4. I will be doing a separate video of his books just because this is a lot for us to get through. So I will be sharing what my year 4 is reading in our next video. Next up is Age of Fable. So this is one that both of my year 5 and 6 will be reading. My year 5 is starting right at the beginning. This is the year that this book is introduced. And my year 6 is starting halfway through it, which is okay for her to start halfway through because I purchased a separate book called Mythology Stories for Kids that we are doing together during our morning basket family time. So the reason I purchased this separately is because they missed a lot of years because we're just now getting started with Ambleside. So I wanted them to have some type of background on mythology while they're reading their required book. And the thing that I love about this one is that it doesn't just include Greek myths. So my year 5 and 6, they are doing the Greek mythology, while my year 4, he's reading Norse myths. So this one includes both of those and more. It includes some myth from even Mexico and China and India, which we're really excited to learn about. And it gives it to them in little tiny bite-sized synopsis of each of the well-known myths. So super excited about this for us to do together as a family. So those are the living books that I have so far for my year 5 for term 1. I'm pretty sure I'm gonna have to pick up some more books for term 2, but that is his readings for term 1 so far. Let's go ahead and jump into what my year 6 will be reading this term. So for my year 6, that is for my upcoming 8th grader, and I did make some changes to her schedule because she is my reluctant reader with ADHD and dyslexia. So my goal with her is to just build a love for reading and just work on that foundation first. So I did make some changes to reflect what I felt like she can handle, and then we will go from there and add on as the time goes, and we'll just see from there. So you'll notice that her stack might be a little bit smaller. That is why. So for history, we are doing The Story of the World, Volume 4, along with Answering the Cry, which I am still waiting on that book to arrive. She's also reading George Mueller. The one they had scheduled for term 1 is actually Never Give In. I will still have her read this one, but we are going to start off with George Mueller. Next up is Trial and Triumph. This one is actually a required reading for all 3 of their years. So sometimes we will do this in our morning time as a family since it's required for all 3 of them anyways, and I will just remove it from their schedule depending on the story that we are doing. I also got her Never Caught, The Story of Ona Judge. This isn't one of the required readings, and it's not on their free reads list either, but I thought this one was a good one for her to read and just see a different point of view on slavery. So she is going to be reading this one during her independent reading time. All right, for science, she is reading It Couldn't Just Happen. I was really excited to see this one on their schedule actually, because I bought this book when we first started homeschooling, and I meant for us to do it together for science, but never got around to it. We always ended up doing different unit studies, and it just got pushed to the side and left on my shelf collecting dust. So when I saw that this was a required reading, I was super thrilled. One more book that I didn't have to purchase since we already had it. So she is doing It Couldn't Just Happen. This is also the year where they jump into the periodic table. So she is doing The Mystery of the Periodic Table. I'm also waiting on a picture book called Elements to arrive. And she's also learning about Albert Einstein. I'm waiting on that one to arrive as well. But in the meantime, I did get her this picture book called The Theory of Relativity. We're actually doing this one together as a read aloud, and we are enjoying it so far. It has so much information on here. So don't sleep on picture books just because you think that your kid might be too old and they outgrew it. That's not true. Everybody loves a good picture book, and look at all that information that is in there. And I love it because I can still do it with my younger kiddo because the pictures keep him interested and involved, while my older two are getting all of that knowledge that they need from it. So this is a good one if you have a kid that is doing year 6. I would highly recommend adding this onto their reading list. So that is what we're using for our living books for history, science, and literature. Now for writing and grammar, we are using BJU Press for the first time this year, and both of my kiddos are working through their level 7. Last year and our first year, we used The Good and the Beautiful, and we also used Master Books for one of the years. But since we are moving into Ambleside and this Charlotte Mason style of learning, I needed something that was just straight to the point and didn't have all of the extra things in there, which The Good and the Beautiful does include. It has your geography and poetry and a lot more beautiful things in there, but I needed something that was just straight to the point, and that is what this provides for my kiddos. The lessons are not too long, they're pretty straightforward, and if there is a lesson that does take them a little more time than needed, or it has just a little too much practice, I do cut it short for them. Like I think the last one they had to do, it had them rewrite at least 25 sentences. I didn't think they needed that much practice. They knew how to split up a sentence that was either complete or a fragment sentence. So I told them do the first, I think either 10 or 15, and then you're good to go. And that's the beauty of homeschooling, that you can do that. You don't have to follow a curriculum to the T. It is a guide. It is there to help you. You don't want to burn your kids out if you already know that they know what they're doing. And the other thing that I love about it is that it also comes with a very, very detailed teacher's guide. Everything is scripted for you. Well, that was not the best page. Here we go. Everything is scripted for you. It shows you your student page, what it looks like, and then it gives you the teacher's instructions right here. So if there's something that I'm not familiar with or I need to brush up on, I can just open this up and know exactly how to help my child. So I am really enjoying this a lot, and I think we might continue with this curriculum for next year for their writing and grammar. So that is what they're using. we are also using their spelling. And I went with level 5 because I am using it with all 3 of my kiddos. We're doing it family style in the morning, sort of as our warm-up. It takes us about 5 minutes to do, sometimes even less, because it's just 1 page a day. Really quick, just something to get their brains warmed up and going. So went level 5. We're doing it with all 3, and I thought I'll just meet them in the middle. I went down for my older 2 and I went up for my little guy. Now, the other thing that I have for writing is all things fun and fascinating. Now, this we started last year and we never got to finish it because we pick it up and put it down as the season fits. So we are not done with this, and I haven't decided yet if I'm going to add it in to everything else that we're doing so far. Again, like, we are doing a new form of learning for us by switching over to Charlotte Mason. So I don't want to overwhelm them. I want to be able to just see the process and the growth by just doing the full narrations and not really doing very structured lessons. But they really enjoyed doing this. It was fun to them, and it brought their writing to life in a fun way. So I think we might do this, not formally, just here and there throughout the year. So that is another thing that we have for writing. And the last thing that I have for them that I want to show you guys is our history timeline notebook, Book of Centuries. I actually got them this last year off of Amazon, and I had a lot of high hopes for it. I thought that we'd be able to fill it out as we did our history lessons. I even got one for myself, but life got the best of us, and this kind of took a back seat. We filled it out, I think maybe 2 or 3 times before we completely forgot about it. So this year, I am hoping to be a little more intentional with it. I do have to figure out how to keep track of what my kids have to put in their timeline since they are doing their individual readings. So if you have any tips or pointers on how to use a timeline book of centuries with multiple kiddos, especially if they are reading their books independently, please drop it below and share it. Let me know, because I definitely need some help on how we are going to incorporate this. So I hope that you found this video helpful and it gave you a little glimpse of what years 5 and 6 look like and some additional things that you can add into your homeschool. If you found this video helpful and you haven't already, don't forget to hit the like and subscribe button so that you don't miss out on any of our homeschool updates. I will be uploading what my year 4 will be using. That will be my next video. If you're new here, make sure to introduce yourself in the comments. I love being able to just have conversations and get to know you and learn from you. Let me know any questions that you have below. Thank you so much for watching, and until next time, guys. Bye, everyone.